Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading Scaramouche Listener by me. So let's get into it. The air around you is cold and damp, the stench filling your lungs with every shallow breath. Your wrists ache, bound tightly behind your back, with rough rope that bites into your skin. Beside you, Scaramouche, the man you've come to love despite all odds, sits slumped against the wall. His usually sharp eyes are dark with worry, his mouth set in a grim line, as he watches the door to the small windowless room where you've both being held. The two of you had been ambushed, taken by surprise while traveling through Inazuma. The memory is hazy, blows to the head, arms grabbing you from all sides. But the fear in your chest is fresh and real. Scaramouche's silence is unusual. You're so used to his sharp tongue, his biting remarks, his arrogance. But here in this cell, he's quiet, his gaze flicking towards you every few moments, with an intensity that made your heart ache. You know what's going through his mind, even if he won't say it. He blames himself. Finally, unable to take the silence any longer, you speak up. Kunny, this isn't your fault. His eyes snapped yours, filled with frustration and fear. Of course it's my fault. I should have seen them coming. I couldn't protect you. You shake your head, leaning as much as you can toward him, despite the restraints. We were outnumbered. There was nothing you could have done. He lets out a better laugh, but there is no humor in it. I'm supposed to be stronger than this. I'm not going to let them hurt you. And before you can respond, the door to the cell creaks open, and the two masked figures step inside. Your heart leaps in your chest, fear clawing its way up your throat. And one of the men gestures towards you, and Scaramouche immediately stiffens. No, if you want someone, take me. Leave her alone. He snarls, his voice laced with venom, and the man chuckles, a deep, unpleasant sound, and steps forward, his eyes flicking between you and Scaramouche. It's not up to you who we take. But you're right. We'll need only one of you to make a point. Scaramouche tugs against his restraints, desperation flashing in his eyes. Then take me. Take me instead of her. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't hurt her. His voice cracks and it sends a shiver down your spine. You've never seen him like this, so afraid and desperate. And your heart twists painfully in your chest. He's always been so proud, so unyielding. And seeing him beg and plead like this, beg to take your place, is almost too much to bear. The man pauses, as if considering the offer, then shakes his head. Nah, I think we'll start with them. One of the masked figures steps forward and reaches for you. But before they can, Scaramouche lunges forward, breaking few of his restraints with a surge of electro energy he didn't even know he possessed. They had confiscated his vision. But, perhaps, there were remnants of his mother's energy in his body that he did not even consider before. And right now, they were truly showing up. Don't you dare touch them. I won't let you. He mutters, throwing himself between you and the man, and he sneers, clearly unimpressed, and with a swift motion, he strikes Scaramouche across the face, sending him sprawling to the ground. On any other day, Scaramouche should have been able to fight him off. But not when the two of you have been held here for 10 days. Not when he was so weakened and out of his element. You find yourself screaming his name, your heart lurching as he hits the stone floor with a sickening thud. Blood trickles from the corner of his mouth, but he still glares up at them, defiant even in his pain. You think you can protect them? You can't even protect yourself. And the man yanks you to your feet, and though Scaramouche struggles to rise, he is held down by two other people. The panic in his eyes is raw and unfiltered as he watches you being dragged away. No, please. Just take me instead. Please don't hurt them. His voice breaks, his desperation clear as day, and you can feel yourself starting to cry. But he needs you to be strong, and so you try your best to will those tears back. And amidst all this chaos, you feel it. The ropes binding your wrists have loosened slightly. You had been struggling against them for hours, working the knot slowly with every small movement. And now, just when you need it most, they finally give. So with a surge of adrenaline, you twist your wrists, freeing yourself from the restraints. The man holding you is too focused on Scaramouche to notice, and without hesitation, you drive your elbow into his stomach, and he lets out a grunt of surprise, doubling over. You scream at Scaramouche to run, who, despite his injuries, scrambles to his feet beside you. You dart toward him, grabbing his arm, and together, you bolt toward the door. The remaining captor tries to intercept you, but it's too late. The Scaramouche has already taken his vision, and he sends a wave of animo at him. And so, the two of you tear through the dimly lit halls of the hideout, your heart pounding in your chest. Scaramouche is limping, his face bruised and bloodied, but he does not stop. He certainly knows someone tried to mess with him, because his body is not like how it was. He should be healing a lot faster than this. But that's not what's on his mind. He's more worried about you than anything, even though he is the one who's hurt most. And once you're far enough from the hideout, the two of you collapse to the ground, and you turn to him, your hands reaching for his face, as you brush away the blood on his lip. Kunny, you're hurt. He winces, but there is a soft chuckle in his voice. I've had worse, really. I'm more curious about what they gave me that made my body like this. But once I go to Nahida, I can fix it. And you, Lion, you're crying. He watches as the tears spill down your cheeks, and he reaches up, his thumb gently wiping them away, and he wraps his arms around you, pulling you close, his body warm against the cold night. For a long moment, the two of you just stay like that, holding on to each other as if the world could fall apart at any second. I'm never letting anyone take you away from me again, he murmurs into your hair, his voice trembling with the vulnerability he rarely shows. Never again, Lion. You nod, pressing a soft kiss to his jaw. And I promise, I'm never letting you face something like that ever again. Scaramouche pulls you tighter against him, his breath warm against your skin. And in this moment, though the two of you are bruised and battered, there's no fear and no anger, no pain and no tears. Just the two of you, alive, together. And that's all that really matters.